Welcome to our session today, Why AI is Failing in Finance and How We Can Fix It. My name is Shannon and I'm here with my friend and colleague Ben, and we are with Accounting Seed, the #1 accounting solution built on Salesforce. And today we're going to talk through the reasons why, for most of us, AI is falling flat. And I'm really glad you guys are here today because this is a conversation that finance and IT teams really need to be having right now. Unless you're living under a rock, you know exactly what I'm talking about here, okay? You have seen the headlines, you've been scrolling LinkedIn, right? AI is supposed to transform everything for us, every industry, every profession, our everyday lives. It's getting kind of exhausting, I know, right? And for us at Accounting Seed, you know, we're seeing AI impact all of us internally in every department, as well as in the accounting and finance profession, and the things that AI is promising to speed up month-end close, to execute manual tasks on our behalf, to free up our teams for a lot more strategic work. The list goes on and on. And while we are seeing some powerful results from AI, I think it's not what the majority of companies are experiencing right now. In fact, MIT recently reported that despite upwards of $40 billion being invested in AI, 95% of corporate AI initiatives show a zero return, coming back with nothing. Most companies, especially in the SMB space, aren't seeing any progress, right? At least not yet. But this begs the question, why? Where is AI slipping up? Where are leaders going wrong with the push for AI, with AI initiatives? And it's because most organizations are going into it with the wrong starting point, with the wrong foundation, the wrong process, okay? So we're gonna get really honest with you guys today about the top 3 reasons why AI is falling flat for a lot of us, what we need to do to succeed, and then we're going to give you guys some really practical examples of how AI agents are helping accounting teams to be able to reduce manual work. But before we dive in, a few quick housekeeping items. Number 1, this session is being recorded. I have seen a few of you ask that already, so don't worry, you will get a copy of the recording today within about 48 hours. In addition, on your side of the screen, in the handout section, you can actually download our slide deck from today and use that as a resource too. We also love to keep these interactive, so you will see polls show up throughout our session today. This is just our way to get your insights on today's topic and see what you guys are experiencing right now. And lastly, we will have a Q&A at the end. So on your side of the screen, you should be able to click a little question mark symbol. You can add in any thoughts, comments, questions, and myself and Ben will try to get to as many of those as we can towards the end of our session today. All right, so let's dive in. We're going to talk through these 3 reasons, and these are not abstract theories, okay? These are coming directly from conversations that we've been having with finance leaders, with IT leaders who are either in an early stage of their AI journey, or maybe they're trying to recover from a failed pilot, a failed implementation of AI. So the first reason that we're seeing that AI is just not working in finance is that most companies are starting with, we need AI right now, let's go and use it, instead of thinking about, we need to solve X, Y, and Z problem first, which I can understand the approach here, right? When we were at Dreamforce, I was speaking with a Salesforce customer who said to me, if I hear that I need to use AI one more time, I might actually lose my mind. If you feel that, tell us in the comments, right? I mean, the fatigue is real and we get that. But going into anything with the mindset of tool first, problem later is always going to fail us, right? And I don't think we're thinking this way intentionally, but we end up with this approach because of how prevalent AI is and how much it's being pushed, right? But you have to identify a real use case for AI that is causing your company or your staff some real headaches, something that's impacting your growth. Maybe it's, I don't know, reconciling transactions or categorizing expenses, whatever it might be. You have to figure out what is that thing that's causing me pain. Because if you don't, what usually ends up happening is you'll launch some sort of generic AI bot, I don't know, some sort of pilot, right? That doesn't end up working. You're hoping for results and you end up like that MIT report, right? With a 0 return, nothing sticking. So Ben, tell us, how can we solve this particular problem?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point, Shannon. When assessing how to get started with AI, we recommend starting first by taking inventory of jobs to be done. So essentially identifying problems that need a solution and determine a clear and desired outcome. So ask yourself, what areas of my work are manual, are time consuming, what work can't be done with simple automation? Once you identify these jobs to complete or areas of manual effort, you then build or explore potential solutions around those problems. As an example, let's say after some internal evaluation, you discover you're typically several days behind on month end, primarily because it's taking too long for your team to review journal entries of what's posted or unposted for the month. This could be a great area of which AI can help identify which journal entries need to be posted and help eliminate some of this manual effort.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. That's a great point. You know, like we're seeing on the screen here, it's important to remember that what is more important here is solving your problem. It's more important to fix the problem than to use AI. AI may end up being the solution there, but you have to come at it thinking about what is the issue I'm trying to solve first. We like to say AI works best when it's boring, not flashy. And that doesn't mean you can't use the latest and greatest, but really think about the things that you have to solve first. So let's go ahead and get our first poll up on the screen here. We want to hear from you guys. You know, do you think that your team is ready to be using AI agents right now? Do you feel like you are understanding the use cases for your company that you're trying to solve for? Maybe you're like, yes, Shannon, I am ready to start now. We've done this work. We're excited. I love that for you, if that's where you're at. Maybe you're thinking, nope, I am just not ready for that right now. Maybe you're experimenting and still just learning a little bit. That's great too. We need to be doing more of that. Or maybe you're in a place where you're thinking, I'm just still not sure how any AI agents could be useful for us, what they could do for us.
It also looks like we have some people saying they're tired of hearing about AI, which I totally understand.
Yeah, we got a couple of that, you know, those comments in the chat. Like, yes, I'm tired of hearing it, which I get. I think tired of hearing the push of like, okay, hi, AI's here, go ahead and use it. That does get very exhausting after a while, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, I see a few more votes coming in. All right, let's go ahead and close that out and let's see where you guys are at. Okay, majority of you are like, we're still experimenting, we're still learning. Ooh, a lot of you are ready though. I love that. That's great. So varying responses across the board. I think that is pretty key here. We've got a lot of people in different places. So thank you so much for sharing your insights there. We appreciate that. All right, the second reason. This one is all about the data, okay? The second reason why AI is failing us in finance is that the data is a little bit too messy and it's disconnected, okay? AI is not going to be able to help you if your sales data, your services, your financial data, whatever it might be, is living in like 5 different systems and 20 different spreadsheets, right? Can I get an amen in the chat for that? Most finance teams, you know, most companies in general, I would say, do not have a true single source of truth. So the AI tools that they plug in to use don't have full context and they're not able to provide you with accurate information because that data is not aligned. So the results are incomplete at best and misleading at worst, right? What you really need is what we call grounded data, clean grounded data. That is data that is anchored in your specific data sources, not just pulling from the internet like a chat GPT, right? I'm talking things like your CRM, your accounting system, your ERP, whatever it is. That way the AI is actually going to be able to answer your contextual questions about your specific business operations. So AI really needs your data to be both accessible and accurate. Both of those things have to be true in order for it to succeed. And if your data is all over the place, right, AI is going to come up short every time. So Ben, how can we, fix this particular problem here?
Yeah, I think just as Shannon mentioned, before really plugging AI into these processes, it's really important to unify your system. So CRM, ERP, billing, core accounting, bringing that all into one platform is going to be really helpful. A common phrase in accounting is clean data in, clean data out, meaning that the quality of your data's output or reporting is directly dependent on the quality of the data you put in, which we believe is also very true about leveraging AI. In a nutshell, clean data first allows for smart insights second.
Yeah, it's kind of like that phrase, you are what you eat, right? Like clean data in, clean data out.
Absolutely.
It is so important, right? Thanks for sharing that, Ben. Let's go ahead and get our second poll up here on the screen. Again, this is current state. Can you guys today get fast and accurate answers from your business systems today? Can you do that? If you're saying, yes, our systems are connected and they're AI ready, that is amazing. Maybe you're thinking, a little bit, you're in a partial state. You have some things that might require some manual work or some sync tools. Maybe you're saying no, which I would hate that for you, but maybe you're thinking, no, my data is living in 1,000 different places. Or you could be working towards this capability to be able to get those real-time accurate answers that you need to continue to move your business forward. Where are you guys at right now with this? All right, I see a lot of you guys voting in. We'll leave this up for just about 10 more seconds. Really curious, because again, the data portion here is very, very important. We have seen a lot of companies that think, okay, my CEO is telling me I need to be using AI more in my day-to-day. And so you just plug something in and say, okay, great, here I'm using it. Which, we should be learning and figuring it out and exploring. But if that data is not already giving you fast and accurate answers, then AI is going to fall flat, right? All right, let's go ahead and close that out. Let's see what we got. Partially, but it requires manual work for the majority of you guys. That is expected. I think we have seen a lot of companies, right, where the goal is to eliminate a lot of that manual work to be able to get those real-time insights, but it definitely takes some work. So thank you guys for sharing that. Again, always appreciate hearing from your insights. So this last reason why AI is failing us in finance is kind of a two-part one. Your teams are not aligned, which makes it really, really hard for you to plan for adoption and actually execute that sort of change management, right? So I'm going to get very real with you guys here, and my goal is not to offend anyone, but I'm just going to be real, all right? Finance teams are often very happy or content, I should say, with the systems they have in place, right? I feel like the accountants that we talk to, yes, they want faster insights. Maybe they want a little, automation here and there, but they're not actively shopping for an entirely new solution in order to be able to use AI. They're happy with how things are going. Their heads down, they're working hard, they're focused on month end, right? On the flip side, IT, whether that's a person managing that or a team, they're owning the tech stack, they're responsible, right, for how their business systems are succeeding at a company. But finance is often the last group they think about. And sometimes they're not thinking about them at all, or how their accounting software system might be performing. So the problem here then is when it comes to AI, no one's owning the outcome and no one's working together. That's why AI initiatives stall out, why outdated software continues to hang on, and why so many finance teams miss out on the kind of automation AI insights that could make their lives so much easier, I'm not sure if you guys read the Office of the CFO report that Piper Sandler tends to put out regularly, but they noted that finance and accounting is in the top 5 areas being impacted by AI, and rightfully so. The reason for that is It is one of the most practical areas where AI can actually truly support an accountant. Yet this is often the last area of a company to see AI or any sort of technology advancements. And we have also seen that a little over 50% of organizations are saying that their tech strategy is fully aligned with their business goals amongst all departments. That means that almost half are out of sync and not working together. And it shows when it comes to AI implementation, right? So on that similar note, when you go to implement something, if your team is not working together, if they don't understand how it works, why they should use it, or what the ultimate goal is, of course it's going to get ignored. Or worse, it's going to get blamed for not working, and then your company is going to stay stagnant. This is an area, you can tell we're very passionate about this. This is one of the most common pitfalls that we see, okay? Companies roll out AI without working together, without a true plan, without team alignment, no training, no onboarding. It's just like, here you go and do this thing. So Ben, tell us, how can we fix this problem here?
Yeah, we believe first and foremost that it's important for the finance team and IT team to be aligned, and not just on tools, but on outcomes. These teams should collaborate to answer questions like, what are the overarching business goals? And then what are the finance goals that will support these business goals? This alignment makes it possible to co-own AI initiatives from the start and really roll them out in a way that sticks. This also means there needs to be a plan for the change to use AI. So a few plans to put in motion could be assigning ownership of these initiatives, someone to quarterback the initiative. A team lead is really going to see this out. And building a clear onboarding plan. So a path forward, step-by-step, A through C of what needs to happen. In addition to educating teams on how AI supports their work and not replaces it. Ultimately, without change management, even good AI, like you said, Shannon, becomes shelfware, eventually getting labeled as a failure by many. So it's important to really align and be prepared in this way.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. And looking at the screen here, I love this one question. What gaps can we address together? I mean, when's the last time that you sat down with maybe your accounting team, your accountant, and asked them this question? Right? Like, we're all moving so quickly, especially with the evolution of AI and technology, that we often are not taking the time to sit down and figure out the ways that we can address the issues that we're seeing together and really collaborate as a company. But it's so key for AI.
Yeah, I would say too, like, more truthfully, accounting teams might not they might not have time. They might be too consumed by manual work to actually address any gaps with their team. So yes. It's a very real problem.
Yeah, and you're not going to know that about your accounting team unless you're really talking to them and being a communicator. So true, Ben. Love that. All right, let's get our next poll up on the screen here. Okay, we want to know today who is typically driving any sort of technology initiatives for your finance team. Is it your finance leadership is owning that and they're owning that from beginning to end? Is it IT? Again, whether that's a single person at your company or a full IT team, do they own that? And then involve the finance team as needed. Maybe it's a shared responsibility, which of course we would love for you. Maybe you're sharing the responsibility of, initiating any sort of AI or automation tools. Or maybe you're like, I don't know, no one really owns this. It just kind of happens as needed, right? How does this typically work for you guys? We want to see how it's functioning for you guys today.
Yeah, I think something else related to this, Shannon, that you mentioned is that sometimes teams just roll this out and expect accountants to figure out how to use it without any real onboarding plans. So I guess that falls into category D, but it's very real as well.
Yes, that is very, very real. Just expecting you to get up and try it and do it. Again, without that management, for sure. That's a great point, Ben. Yeah. All right, we see a few more votes coming in. All right, let's go ahead and close that one out and see where you guys, all right, it's a little bit across the board.
Yeah.
The lowest being that IT owns it. That is very interesting to me. Very interesting. but more so that nobody is owning it and it really just starts to happen. Thank you guys for sharing your perspective on that and how that's working for you guys today. Hopefully we inspired you a little bit to be working together. And the truth is not just finance and IT, right? Your company as a whole really has to be in it to win it together, right? Okay, so those are the three most common reasons that we are seeing for the reason why AI is falling flat for us. But the good news that we just talked about is every single one of these can be solved for and fixed. So as promised, we are going to show you what it looks like when it's done right and give you some really practical examples for how you can use AI in accounting. So in just a moment, Ben is going to walk you through what it looks like to have that clean, unified data on one platform, as we talked about earlier, and how you can be using AI accounting agents to help you do the work that your team is probably doing manually today. Things like identifying duplicate payments or unposted journal entries, the example that Ben talked about earlier. Things like sending personalized collections notices that can take a lot of time depending on how many accounts you're working with, right? Payment prediction insights as it relates to cash flow, all these sorts of things. Ben's going to show you what this can look like with AI agents. So Ben, I'm going to pass the mic over to you and let you dive into this for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. Okay, so before we dive into agents, I want to first show how Accounting Seed is fully built on the Salesforce platform, allowing you to have what we talked about, grounded data. So let's start with an opportunity. Here we have a renewal of 50,000. And unlike NetSuite or QuickBooks that require integration, you can see that all the data lives inside Salesforce. So that would be invoices, cash receipts, any opportunity costs. All the accounting functionality is built right into this opportunity without switching systems. So your sales team can see invoice status, your accounting team can see sales pipeline. Everyone's working from the same playbook. You can also see at the top, we have various accounting actions added to this opportunity. We can create a billing, sales order, project, recurring billing. So let's go ahead and create a billing for this opportunity. Now with one click, Accounting Seed automatically pulls in the customer information, the billing contact, products, prices, and the invoices generated with all the GL coding needed for your financial reporting and analysis. And here's a PDF that gets sent to the customer with the payment link for online processing, which is also fully customizable as well. But here's where it gets interesting. Let's look at this aging report. See the invoice at the top for $20,000 is now over 90 days past due. Traditionally, your AR team would manually review the report for all the past due invoices, draft a collections email, personalize it, send it out. It's about 15 to 20 minutes per invoice and really does take a lot of time. So now we're going to show you what's possible with our new AI agents. So let's go ahead and bring up our collections agent and see how it can help us. We're going to simply type, please provide all billings with due dates over 90 days outstanding, along with the customer names. The agent instantly identifies all qualifying invoices over 90 days outstanding, in which we can ask, can you send collections notices for these invoices? The collections agent quickly provides a personalized collections email, including all invoice details and payment links. Then upon my approval, the agent would then send these emails on my behalf. Now, I'm sure many of you are concerned about the big picture items too, like cash flow. So we see here a customer, Skilled Arts, has an outstanding invoice. Let me ask the collections agent when this customer is likely to pay. So the answer that used to take 20 minutes now takes 20 seconds. And because it's using grounded data, it's not just trying to use automation, it's contextualized automation. So now we're going to move into the payables process. What you're seeing now is a result of AI autonomously scanning the PDF to extract vendor details, amounts, and determine the GL coding. I didn't really have to lift a finger to create this record. Though AI can extract all the details, many accounting and finance teams still want to have control and oversight of what's being paid. And we can leverage AI to help with double checking in a way that automation can't. So we're going to ask our bill pay agent, are there any duplicate invoices that have come in? The bill pay agent will then pull a list of all duplicated invoices, which our team can then review to make sure we only pay once. In addition to avoiding duplicate payments and detecting fraudulent activity, the bill pay agent can help with taking advantage of early pay discounts and even recommend how to prioritize bills, all with human oversight. Next up, right on schedule, every month the CFO wants to see how quickly the month can be closed. And every month the accounting team has certain recurring manual tasks they must do first. For the accounting and finance teams, we have an AI agent that can help. It's our GL agent. And this we can ask, what journal entries are unposted? It's going to pull a list of all the journal entries I need to post that an accountant would normally have to hunt on manually. And this is just one example of queries that can be done in seconds to help close the book faster. Ultimately making everyone happier and allowing accounting teams to spend less time on manual work and more time on strategy. So because Accounting Seed is built on Salesforce, the agents I showed you today are ready to work for you immediately. So no costly integrations, no IT projects. Your financial data is already connected and AI ready. What this means for your accounting teams is instead of spending days chasing down invoices and manually matching transactions or fielding repetitive questions, you can focus on strategic financial planning, forecasting, and advising leadership on business decisions. You get to do what you were hired to do. If you want to learn more about our agents or just get some AI learning in general, head on over to our website. We'll also send you some follow-up resources. And I know we have several questions that have come in since, so I'm going to pass it back to Shannon for a Q&A.
Awesome. Thank you, Ben. Great demo. And I think it's a great way for all of us to see some very practical ways that AI can help us from an accounting perspective. So as you just saw, right, when your data is accurate, when it's unified, you can unlock the full potential of AI accounting agents to do really meaningful things for you. That's the power of grounded data. And at Accounting Seed, we are a group of very, very passionate people who want to help organizations just like yours build that strong data foundation within one connected platform. That's how you really gain efficiency, how you gain accuracy and insights that you need right now to thrive in today's environment. So before we wrap up and move into our Q&A, because I have seen tons of questions, thank you guys. We want to get our last poll up on the screen here. If you would like to learn a little bit more about Accounting Seed on Salesforce and the way that we approach AI and some of our AI tools, you can let us know here. We'll help you schedule a call. Someone will reach out to you to understand how we can help you be more efficient today. But if you are not ready for that kind of call, no worries at all. We will still send you some follow-up resources. And again, make sure in the handout section there that you download a copy of today's slide. But we would love to talk through with you how we can help you be more efficient today. Again, especially, I hate to say the phrase, but in the world of AI, it's more important than ever to get your data right, get that in the right place.
Yeah, honestly, AI is not going anywhere, so we might as well get comfortable with it.
Yes, very, very true. It's like now or never, huh? We gotta get comfy with it. Very true. Okay, let's go ahead and close that out, and let's move into our questions. A lot of it here. Oh, someone said they already scheduled a call. Awesome. We are very happy to help you. Really excited that you're here today. Thank you. Here is a great one, and actually one that we get quite a lot in our conversations. How do you guys handle the fear factor? We have various teams here that are worried that AI is going to replace their jobs even beyond accounting. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, my immediate response is that there are far too many jobs for AI to fully replace the job of an accountant, right? And AI agents, at least ours, are not here to replace accountants. They're here to assist accountants. AI does, it takes those repetitive and time-consuming tasks off the plate of the accountant so that I can focus on tasks that require human judgment. Prior to Accounting Seed, I was an auditor at EY. And we really honed in at that time on human judgment as a part of accounting and as a part of auditing. And that's not something that AI can easily replace as part of our human nature. So it's my immediate response.
Yeah, and I would add to that too. We did a webinar not too long ago with Jody Padar, the radical CPA. Some of you may have heard of her. She is really on a mission to help CPA firms use AI to further their businesses, right, and to help clients. And one of the things that she had said to me was, you know, AI is not going to replace accountants, but accountants that use AI will. And so I do think it's more about coming to the table as a lifelong learner and being willing to skill yourself. Like in the same way that when Excel first came out, you know, I was watching like an old commercial that Microsoft had put out and it was like, wow, right? At that time, it was so novel and people were like, oh, I don't know, I'm good with how things are now. But now look at us today, how much farther we have come now. And accounting is still there. Accountants are still around, right? So I have always approached it as it's another like tool in your tool belt, right? And you know, with the agents that we've been producing, we have worked not only directly with our own internal accountants to get the use cases right, but customers and partners to understand like what are the areas that you want to put aside and have something else do that for you so you can do the things in your work that bring you joy, that make you more strategic, right? So again, I think it's one of those things where it's something you're going to have to learn and you might as well start now, right? It's great question though. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Here's a good question. I'm currently on QuickBooks Desktop. Can you guys help with AI on that? Good. It's a good question. So I'll let Ben respond to this, but first and foremost, we at Accounting Seed, so we are an accounting software solution. We're built fully on the Salesforce platform, and we would replace QuickBooks for you. So we would be your accounting solution. And the true benefit there is, again, the AI agents that we have worked on. When you move to Accounting Seed on Salesforce, those agents work for you day one. We've done the development work, we've done the implementation of them. They are plug and play and ready to help you. And the real benefit in especially moving off of desktop, right, is it's going to be very hard to implement any sort of AI in that type of tool. So really looking at some alternate solutions to help you run your day-to-day accounting will help you to be able to utilize AI in a more effective way. But I'll let Ben add anything if you'd like to that one.
No, I think you're right on the money. Yeah, we fully replaced QuickBooks entirely to achieve something that we had mentioned earlier, which is grounded data. And really around data, getting data unified in a single place allows AI to really flourish because all of that data is synchronized fully, and it's not integrated externally using wired integrations. No, this is a fully synced platform that allows you to then use AI. And so moving to Accounting Seed would be a great example of a helpful tool that would then allow for AI to flourish.
Yeah, thank you, Ben. And I have seen just a few names that I've seen on here. I see a few like current Accounting Seed users on. So if you are interested in our AI accounting agents and getting a demo of those that are a little bit more personalized to you, your specific use case, you can let us know in the Q&A. We will make sure that somebody from our team, you know, your account manager reaches out to you and we can talk through that with you. Great questions there. Let's take a couple more. I love it. You guys are asking some good questions. Okay, let's see. This is a good one. What's a realistic timeline for seeing return on investment after implementing some sort of AI in finance?
Yeah, it's a good one. I can handle that to start. So essentially with Accounting Seed agents, the ROI is immediate. We've gone through the effort of actually building these for our customers, spent the time putting them together, training, and having everything ready so that when our customers download our agent package, the time to value is immediate. And there's a lot of work that our team is doing right now so that when our customers get to it, they can see that impact, on all of these manual tasks immediately.
Yeah, and I will say one of the important things that we have really thought about from that ROI perspective too is that we understand that part of that is not only obviously seeing tasks be done faster, but that you feel comfortable with them, right? And so there is still human oversight, right, with our agents. It's not like the agents come in, they take over your job fully and like you're goodbye. That's not how it is. The ROI is not just for the company as a whole, right, to get faster insights, but for you, a day-to-day user of Accounting Seed. You're going to see that to yourself in your own role because you're able to get some of that manual work done faster so you can provide more strategic value to your company, especially today, right? A lot of companies are in growth mode, trying to stay afloat. These are tools that can help you do that.
Yeah, and if you're in that boat of an individual that is ready to take advantage of it, reach out to your nearest Accounting Seed lead, whoever you've been working with, and they can find time to set up a call and figure out the best way to get that going.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. I see another question about a similar kind of question to the QuickBooks and how to utilize AI in QuickBooks with Sage and being able to utilize AI with Sage. We were going to have a similar response. The AI that we're speaking to and a lot of the functionality that all of these companies are really wanting to take advantage of really exists in a unified system, and Accounting Seed is prepared for that. So these are Accounting Seed specific agents that work with our solution. Now we can fully replace Sage as an accounting solution, and if that's something of interest, and we'd love to have a conversation. Again, these would be Accounting Seed specific agents.
Yeah, and to that point, Ben, you guys will see that there are a lot of solutions out there that are producing AI tools, AI agents, Sage certainly being one of those companies, right? And the benefit of using a solution like Accounting Seed on Salesforce and the AI tools that we are producing is when you are on Sage and let's say maybe you are using Salesforce as your CRM or a HubSpot, whatever it might be, the agents that Sage is creating is not going to easily be able to see the data that is living in your CRM, like the data that's outside of your Sage instance easily, without some customization and longer implementation timelines, because it's going to have to see and pull data across systems, right, in order to give you that contextual response that we talked about. So when we're talking about grounded data, we're talking about data that lives on one platform, that lead to ledger type approach, right? So yes, certainly there are AI tools that Sage offers, but the benefit to using a unified platform like Salesforce and Accounting Seed is you will get that immediate value off of using agents like ours. But it's a great question. Love questions like that. Okay, we'll do one more. I know I keep saying one more, but you guys keep asking good questions. So it's very good. Okay, let's do how much customization or configuration is typically needed to get agents working in finance or finance specific workflows?
Yeah, again, that's a great question. And for Accounting Seed customers, they really have little to no customization to get started. Really, Accounting Seed, like I mentioned, is taken on the development work and building our agents. So our customers are able to start using these agents immediately. And if a company was to go out and try and create an agent from scratch, there's actually a lot of work, human effort behind the scenes that's being done to train agents to understand your business processes, your business as a whole, in addition to your instructions. And so the language we use as accountants. And so a lot of work behind the scenes in the development side that accounting seat is already taken up so that your team can put it up and start using them immediately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you, Ben. Thanks for showing that. If we did not get to your question today, someone will follow up with you. Thank you guys for asking really great questions. I think it just shows, how important it is for us to be having these conversations around AI. And again, being that lifelong learner, right? Always coming to the table ready to learn and ask good questions. So thank you guys for that. If you are looking for some more content like this, we have webinars every single month. We've got a whole library of information available for you, both about AI and other accounting trends and related news. So you can head on over to accountingseed.com/resources to check those out. And as Ben mentioned, if you want to learn a little bit more about our AI agents, those are also available on our website for you guys to check out and learn a little bit more there. But thank you all so much for being with us today. Thanks for participating in our polls and our Q&A in this conversation. Really excited that we were able to have this chat with you guys today. And we will get you that recording soon. We'll get you those resources, and we hope to see you on our next webinar. Thank you guys. See you next time.
Thanks, team.
Bye.